What's going on? Mitchell Rentz, Chase Sr. here, ready to break down the latest NFL news and rumors. If you haven't already, hit that big red button that says subscribe. We're keeping you guys updated here. Also, we go live every single Monday and Wednesday, normally 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. But you know what? It's St. Patty's Day. We wanted to get started a little bit earlier, but most importantly, it's NFL free agency. The first story that we're getting into here is around Russell Wilson, and what exactly is the latest on him? According to Ian Rappaport, Ryan Pace and John Schneider, they discussed a potential trade with Wilson. The Bears apparently offered multiple first-round picks. They were obviously very interested in going out and getting a quarterback, but Seattle made it clear, Chase, they ain't moving on from Russ.
And Seattle is smart in doing so. Why would you ever even let the remote possibility of trading Russell Wilson even cross your mind? I understand that Russell Wilson isn't happy with the current Seahawks situation. He wants to have more leverage, more say when it comes to player personnel decisions and in the draft, and he hasn't gotten that in years past. Him and Pete Carroll have butted heads at times. There's no doubt about it. And Russell Wilson has been justified in being, somewhat unhappy with the way that Pete Carroll has gone about things, and Pete Carroll has been a little bit unhappy with the way that Russell Wilson has played at times, and I understand where he's coming from because Pete Carroll's an old school football guy, and he wants to see his offense run one type of way, right? But Russell Wilson is a bona fide winner, and anytime you have Russell Wilson on your roster, your team is going to compete for a Super Bowl. So why would you ever, in a small market like Seattle, trade away a once-in-a-generation type player in Russell Wilson, who not only is a fantastic player, but is a great face of your franchise. He is a leader in that locker room and a guy that people like to rally around. We're talking about a player who has never lost more than 7 games in a season. So he's never won less than 9 games. That is unbelievable production, and he doesn't miss any games, right? Yeah. So that's further proof.
All right, so here was apparently the trade that the Bears offered. Russell Wilson, he lands in Chicago. The Seahawks get 3 first-round picks, a 2021 third-round pick, and 2 starting players. I don't know who the 2 starting players were, but I'll tell you what, man. I've seen a lot of trades for Russell Wilson. I've seen a lot of projections as well, a lot of rumors, hearsay. This trade is pretty interesting to me. So Go down in the comments section right now. Let us know. Should Seattle, say that 3 times fast, have taken this offer? Give me a Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. Where do you stand on this? Give me your 2 cents, and then I'm going to give some shout-outs.
So if it got to the point where it was just so contentious between Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, Pete Carroll and the Seahawks front office, where there couldn't be a future and there couldn't be a future marriage between both sides, if I'm the Seahawks, I say, all right, Chicago. So I like the proposal here. 3 first-round picks, a 2021 third-round pick, 2 starting players as well. So give me in that equation Khalil Mack, give me Roquan Smith. If Kyle Fuller is available, maybe you put him into the trade instead of Khalil Mack because corners are very valuable. But you know what? I went 5 first-round picks. And if I'm the Bears, I don't give up until the Seahawks say, okay, we have a deal. Because when Russell Wilson is right, when this offense is clicking, he's unbelievable. Think about the start that he got off to last year and how that offense ended. It wasn't ugly toward the end of the year, yet Russell Wilson still completed nearly 70% of his passes, which is well above league average. He still threw for 4,200 yards, 40 touchdowns to 13 picks, and that was with the offense struggling the back half of the season with an offensive line that was one of the worst in the league. So, hey, if Russell Wilson says, get me offensive line help, you get him offensive line help because when this guy is protected, he can carve you up. And you saw what he was able to do without offensive line help. He still threw for 4,200 yards and 40 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt he's one of the best in the league. I understand that he's 32 years old, but, I mean, this dude could easily play for probably another 10 years. I mean, I really do believe that. So go down and let us know who y'all think would have won that trade. I'm curious about what you have to say. Russell Wilson, no doubt, is a top quarterback, and if I'm Seattle, I do everything I possibly can to try to hang on to him because if you do let him go, you probably go to be that worst team in that entire division. So make sure you guys subscribe to Chat Sports. We are your #1 stop for NFL news and rumors, and if you don't know where you can find the link, look at the screen. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. It's also going to be in the comments. It's going to be in the description. But if you're looking for an interactive YouTube channel, we got you covered. We're also getting close to 236,000 subs. So seriously, if you love the NFL, heck, even if you love the NBA, we're an interactive YouTube channel. Hit that big red button that says subscribe. Let's get into the latest around Deshaun Watson and what exactly is happening with him. Watson reportedly wants to play for the 49ers or the Broncos. Panthers have also been very interested. Obviously, there's a lot of teams that are interested in Deshaun Watson. There's no doubt about that. But what do you think is going to happen with Watson here? What's the latest, and what can you tell me about this story?
So this is just fascinating to me because I think the longer and longer that the Texans wait to trade him, I think the trade value diminishes just a tad. Because if it gets to the point where Watson says, look, I've already told you for months I am not playing for the Houston Texans. And then training camp comes around and says, you know what, I'm willing to sit out this year. There are some financial implications that factor into play when it comes to all of that. But I think the longer the Texans wait, the trade value diminishes some. My stance on Deshaun Watson is similar to the one that I took on Russell Wilson. I'm not trading away Deshaun Watson unless I am getting a haul back. I'm talking multiple first-round picks. I'm talking immediate impact players. Now, there have been reports that the San Francisco 49ers are the top suitor potentially for Deshaun Watson. So if I'm the Houston Texans and the 49ers are interested, I say, okay, I want your first-round pick this year, and I want 2 other first-round picks. I also want Nick Bosa. And maybe another player.
Okay.
And if you give me that package, I will part with Deshaun Watson and also send me Jimmy Garoppolo back, who when he's on the field, he can be a winner. So of the last 42 games that the San Francisco 49ers have been available, Jimmy G has only played 25. So the production has been pretty solid from Jimmy G. It's been his availability that has been the problem. But for the Texans, a rebuilding team, you bring Jimmy G in, as well as guys like maybe Nick Bosa and a couple of first-round picks that you can help build with moving forward. That's a trade package that I would think about.
All right, so how about this? What do you think is the better fit for Deshaun Watson out of the 2 teams that y'all see on screen right now, the Denver Broncos and the San Francisco 49ers? Which team do you think would be the better fit for Watson? I want you to type DEN for the Broncos, type SF for the 49ers. I'll tell you what, from a offensive standpoint, it's Denver. They have a lot more options there for him to be able to work with. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant. I mean, that's pretty legit talent. However, that means then you're going to the AFC West, and I don't know how often they're going to be able to compete with the Chiefs. Like, sure, they'll be good, but you also got to compete with an up-and-coming team like the Chargers, an up-and-coming team I still think like the Raiders as well. Or you go to the 49ers, sure, that division's really tough, but they also just went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, and, Deshaun Watson's a little bit better. What do you think? What's the better fit?
I'm going to lean San Francisco because I think if Deshaun Watson pairs with Kyle Shanahan,
Producer Sam shaking his head.
that is magic for years to come. But I also will tell you this. I think people are sleeping on Denver.
Okay.
I think they have a stable of weapons offensively, and if Deshaun Watson were to go there, yes, they would be competing in the vaunted AFC West. But hey, as an NFL fan, that means that we're getting Watson-Mahomes matchups twice a year. So I'm all in for that.
Also, there is a little bit of news to talk about here with Deshaun Watson, and he was accused of an incident, basically, and I'll give him some credit here. He addressed this really quick. So there were allegations made by a licensed massage therapist in March 2020. Watson, of course, denied the allegations, and I will give him a lot of credit for literally spearheading these allegations right away, basically saying that, no, this isn't true. I look forward to clearing my name. Until more information does come out, we'll try to keep you guys updated. But here's what Deshaun Watson had to say. As a result of social media posts by a publicly seeking plaintiff's lawyer, I recently became aware of a lawsuit that has apparently been filed against me. I have not seen the complaint, but I know this. I've never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect. We became aware of the civil lawsuit involving Deshaun Watson through a social media post last night. This is also the Texans on Deshaun Watson. This is the first time that we've heard the matter, and we hope to learn more soon. We take accusations of this nature that involve anyone with the Houston Texans organization seriously. We will await further information before making any additional statements on this incident. Again, that was the Houston Texans on the incident involving Deshaun Watson. So I know Deshaun is a good dude. I also know he's done a lot of great things in the community, especially around Houston. I'm hoping that all these allegations are untrue. If we do find out anything newer or more information, we will keep you guys updated here at Chat Sports. But as far as we know right now, we're just going to keep talking about Deshaun and the potential trade destinations that could potentially happen. All right, so it's free agency, man. It's been a wild and crazy few days, and there's no doubt about it. There's been a lot that's happening, and you probably have missed some things. So let's go through some of the bigger names, if you will. Jacoby Brissett, that deal is still TBA. Ended up going with the Miami Dolphins to Rod Taylor. So you just mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo. That'd be pretty interesting. How about Kelvin Beachum? He stays in Arizona. They also brought in Rodney Hudson, Derek Wolfe, Malcolm Brown, a running back going to Miami, which is, I think, a pretty interesting deal nonetheless. The move that really pops off to me on this next screen here, Chase, William Jackson, 3 years, $42 million. I really liked actually what Washington was able to do. Also bringing in a veteran like Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, out of some of these signings, I thought William Jackson, the number one cornerback on the market.
So I just said a moment ago that people are sleeping on the Denver Broncos offensive skill players. I think people are sleeping on the Washington football team in general.
Okay.
So with Taylor Heineke at quarterback, they nearly defeated the future Super Bowl winning champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They spent a bunch of draft capital on the defensive line. Now they're fortifying the secondary as well. Love what Washington is doing.
I'll tell you what, I would love to have a contract like this someday in my life. Trent Williams, 6-year, $138 million. He's now the highest paid tackle in all of football. John Brown also, he's going to try to replace Nelson Aguilar. Some other moves that ended up going down, the name that's going to jump off the screen at everyone is A.J. Green, wide receiver who has basically had one of the best careers for the Bengals. He then goes to the Arizona Cardinals. And then most recently, we got Denzel Good. He ended up re-signing with the Raiders. Jayon Brown, a solid coverage linebacker. He sticks in Tennessee. And then also, I'm seeing right now, Marlon Mack. He is going to be re-signing with the Indianapolis Colts. That one literally just came through. So if you guys are always looking for the best free agency news, rumors, we got you covered. But what's been the best free agency signing so far? Not just today, not Tuesday, but also go back to Monday. When you look at all of them, what do you think's been the best free agency signing so far?
In terms of need, and I know you're not going to like this, the 49ers focusing in and bringing back Trent Williams is huge for them. I understand he's going to be 33 this upcoming season. I understand he just set the record for the most money paid ever to a left tackle, but we've seen left tackles age well. Look at Jason Peters. Look at Andrew Whitworth. And in Kyle Shanahan's offense, in football in general, it is vitally important to have a left tackle who is going to be there week in and week out. And even though Trent Williams might be on the back half of his career, still one of the best run blocking and pass blocking options at left tackle in the league. And he waited out. He increased his leverage. He waited to see what was going to happen on the open market, and Trent Williams secured the bag.